Hello everybody, I'm Thomas. Welcome back to another video. This time I am back with a playthrough of a new game called I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. As you can see, this is a digital game that I will be playing. I'm playing it here on Steam today. This was a game that was actually recommended by one of you lovely viewers. Dallas recommended this to me a while back, and I bought it a while back. I'm just now getting a chance to play it for the very first time. This is a game that I haven't played at all. I'm going to be playing for my very first time here today, but I'll give you a quick description of what it's about. On Steam, it says, spend your teenage years on an alien planet in this narrative RPG with card-based battles. Explore, grow up, and fall in love. The choices you make and skills you master in over 10 years will determine the course of your life and the survival of your colony. I don't know too much more about this besides it's some sort of RPG style game that also has card based combat in it. So I'm curious to try it. So let's go ahead and give it a go. All right, new game. Hopefully my camera's okay. Hopefully the sound's okay. It's maybe a little bit louder than normal, but we'll see. All right, we're starting with wake up. Oh, this is like a menu. Okay. Details, the game deals with mature subjects may not be suitable for all players. Please see our content warnings and the system menu for a detailed list of themes and events. Okay, I guess there's mature themes coming our way, so viewer discretion is advised. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy, but I don't know for sure. You wake to chaos, a confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire! Okay, not a great way to start a game. Click to continue. All right. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here or what on Vertuma is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Probably wasn't that important if you forgot it, right? Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Someone's coming to save me. Nah, I can get up myself. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is ringing in your ears. I'm just gonna climb out. No need to try to communicate. I can't hear anything if you say anything back. You try to stand up, but one of your legs folds uselessly underneath you. It won't hold your weight. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. All right, that's a real friend right there. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Okay. What is that? Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog, like from Earth? Kind of what it looks like. Did they start the fire? Oh, the creature howls and lunges. Its jaws open. Okay, well. Title sequence. I was a teenage exocolonist. Pretty interesting little intro there. I'm very excited to get to the actual gameplay, though. See what it's about. Hopefully I don't make any terrible mistakes throughout this game and end up killing the colony. You were born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic garden, which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they have bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet of Vertuma 4 in the hope they can escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merge their cultures and traditions. They name you... I kind of like Solana. I'm gonna go with Solana. You are a bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. Use the sliders to choose pronouns and late teen appearance. This can be changed at any time. Okay. Interesting. So it's a very unique way to do that, I gotta say. And you can just slide around. All right, I'll be a he. Oh, that's late teen. Let's go more masculine. Okay, sure, why not? You have a vivid dream of things you've never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles, and strange animals. You wonder if this is what Vertuma will be like. Every child on Stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of yours. Equal eyes, extra finger, absorbent brain, super strength, calm temperament, nothing at all. Let's go with calm temperament. No, yeah, let's be calm. Nothing can faze you, you're rarely frustrated, and you don't let anxiety get the better of you. You brush insults aside, always play nice, and never have to be told that sharing is caring. So I got these 10, what is this, calm temperament card? 0, -1 stress. I mean, that sounds pretty good. You're especially nice to your friends. Your friend. Energetic and loyal Amani. Tough and gentle Cow. Bold and confident Mars. Quiet and adventurous Dia. Studious and mature Tangent. Shy and sweet Tommy. Let's go with bold and confident Mars. Yeah, Mars is a natural leader. Whenever you're playing all together, Mars is the one who comes up with all the ideas. She could be a little bossy, but that's part of her charm. She always organizes fun stuff for the other kids after class. You're both founding members of the Secret Fun Times Club. Yeah, Mars. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hal says it's like a doorway to the other star systems, with the planet Veterma 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, then things start to slide off the tables. You hurry together. You gather near the escape pods just in case. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's gonna be fine, Solana. Your dad soothes you. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we've practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly, like you were taught, but you are very scared. You look out a porthole, the stars are just gone. When you're frightened, you put on a tough face. I can't do that. Get in touch with your emotions or find a distraction. I guess get in touch with your emotions. Really think about what's going on. Try to, take it all in. You bawl like a baby. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaming down her cheeks. Mars is trying quietly to console her. She sighs as your crying makes Tammy wail even more loudly. Your dad puts his arm around you as you let it out. Stress crying. Okay. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? Or did you just smoke some crazy drugs? No, this is a kid, of course, no drugs. You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving away as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of deja vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know, somehow, that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightlessness for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall headfirst. You black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hands. Hurry up, she says. I'm not gonna let you miss this. Distantly, you feel the ship shaking has stopped and you hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your conscience reforms. You wake up in the med bay. The med bed under you plays a soft tone and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may be safely discharged. Oh, you can scroll. I didn't even know that. I did that by accident. Okay. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the windows. Something is definitely different. Is it the sunlight? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere, people walking around, outside, on the ground. What a concept. Better get out there and join them. No, I'm rushing outside. I'm not cautiously stepping. I don't care if I've been unconscious for a couple months, brain injury. No, let's go. Okay, how do I move? Oh, classic WASD. Can arrow keys move me? Looks like it. All right. Oh, Tammy jumps as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake. Are you all better? You better go see your dad. She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. To walk, click on the ground, click on characters to talk to them. Oh, you can also, it's like a click to move type deal. I prefer WASD. I'll just do that. Thank you very much. Southeast. Okay. Let me go the actual correct direction. Who are you? It's not my dad, right? Oh, it is. Solana. Your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance. That's a cool doctor name. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best for you to sleep a while. Your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year. My snoozy little gooseberry. He checks your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. He's so embarrassing. Don't call me gooseberry. I've been unconscious for a couple months. Welcome to Bertuma, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from the outside, except in pictures. The ship has been separated in two, and parts have been taken off to form other buildings and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside of it, dotting their way up the hill. How did you do this so fast? You've been asleep for weeks, my dear Amber Green, he says, and these geodesic greenhouses practically put themselves up. But some of this was only a quick temporary solution, he admits. We'll keep growing and improving things. One day our little colony will be as big as a whole city. Oh, before I forget, he pulls out a package from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it. Don't you know what day it is? He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been, asleep in the med bay. Happy birthday, he shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about the package some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. I could tell him I know it's in it, but I'll just open it. Let's just make sure. Don't be a brat. Not like the good kind of brat, like the bad kind of brat. How did you know this? It's exactly as you imagined, as you dreamed. A feeling of panic rises in your throat. Your hands shake, but how? We got the sun medallion. Your dad notices. Are you okay, Solana? He snaps his fingers. Dr. Instance shouldn't have let you out so early. Sometimes those sleeping meds take a while to wear off. They might make your head feel funny for a few hours. You nod. Maybe that's all it is. Someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Solana, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed, and he stops himself. Don't worry. We're gonna fix it. Your mother and I. Professor Howe is expecting you in class if you're feeling up to it. Your dad points. It says pointing west to the engineering wing and the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors that you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk tonight, he says, and kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Solana. I love you. Damn. Okay, to enter buildings, click on the door or the flag beside it, or get close and press enter. Then choose an activity for the month to gain skills and advance time. There are 13 months in a year, 10 years to get the end of the game. You only have time to focus on a few things. Okay, is there a map? If I press M, no, that's memories. Stress crying, oh great, I got that as a card. You'll keep adding to your deck as you age and can forget cards by spending time to relax. You have a limited number of gear slots based on the organization and other skills. Click on quick gear to unequip it. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, collectibles. Neat. So it's a no map. Okay. Who are you? What's your deal? No, what's your deal? Talk to me. You see D's. Is this like a D's not joke? No, I'm just joking. You see Dice? I don't know, Dice. Sure. Sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate in the wall to the south, where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids, that got kind of loud. Hopefully it's not too loud for y'all. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need walls? That's, you know what? That's a thinker there, Dias. You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of a memory so strong that you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall. Is it a Titan? Is this an Attack on Titan reference? Something enormous and dark. Something enormous and dark and wriggly. Okay, so probably not a Titan. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something your dad always told you dreams weren't real. It's kind of a harsh reality. But you give your daydream, Dias says, I think there are monsters out there. I believe you, kid. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic. I can tell. Nobody believes me. He turns his back and ignores you. I'm just gonna, let's just start scaring the kid. They're huge and scary. Uh-oh. -2 friendship. No. Stop making fun of me, Dice Pals. You're as bad as Mars. Okay. Well, first off, don't go slandering my best friend Mars like that. I guess we can't be friends because you just can't handle the truth. That's on you, bud. All right, what's your deal? Who are you? What's up? Hiya, Solana. Anemone? I'm probably completely butchering that name. Anemone? Anemone. I'm just gonna call him Anemone. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird bootso. This stuff is different from the snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's neat, and you can make stuff out of it. Your foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. Why aren't you in school? She smacks her forehead. School! I wondered where everybody was. Guess I'm gonna be late for humanities class. She doesn't look very worried to you. It's okay, she says. Professor Howe's chill. He won't mind, but we should probably be going now. She grins to start running towards engineering. Hey, race you. No fair. She's getting a head start. Is she actually running? Okay, well, what's this building? No, what's this building? One of these I need to go into. I don't think it's this one. Well, I'm in the garrison now. A small team led by Security Chief Rhett. Where's Link? There's a Rhett. Was enough to keep the peace on Stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Vertuma, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony, have an outdoor firing range, and a big covered dojo, and best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. Pretty neat. Okay. Whoa, what did I do? Clicked a button. I think this is the building I need to go in with the rocket ship, right? That's probably the engineering. Who would have guessed? The rocket ship's the engineering building, huh? Okay. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and med bays. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of the wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holo screen. Don't forget to study hard, Solana. Pick an activity to do for this month. Study life sciences. Okay, +2 biology, +1 reasoning, +15 stress. Or +2 creativity, +2 persuasion. Now let's go with life sciences, sure. Good afternoon, class. My burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists. Professor Howe welcomes you back to your old classroom. This evening we'll learn what I like to call wet sciences. He gestures to his hollow projected lesson plan: biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything, with opportunities for further study in your favorite field. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. It's a bit of a joke. For today's lesson, Professor Howell tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Vertuma. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at a speed of over a meter a day and have a diameter of 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. Okay, so I've teamed up with Tang and Cal, who are given a mush tree spore in a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up the surveyor's notes on the HoloNet. Mush tree, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil? Cal suggests, like they do with hydroponics. Tang nods. If they like the wet weather, that might work. Solana, do you have any suggestions? Run an electric current through it. So what was it was in let's scroll really far. Abundant in the south of the colony in the stormy, moist region. Lowering the water's pH might be good. Bright light, probably not. Let's do lower the water's pH. Sounds like a good idea. You fill the bucket with water and spark snow crystals. They are sometimes left over at the end of quiet season. They are mildly acidic, which means they should lower the pH of the water. Okay, I was like, why are we adding snowflakes? Okay, sorry. Every day, you rush into the classroom to check on its progress. At first, there's nothing, but by midweek, your little mush tree sprouts up and starts its journey. In the end, yours is in the middle of the pack. Seeing as mush trees don't usually grow where there is spark snow, you're able to conclude that they probably don't like acid. Whoa, we're getting to the card part now. Oh boy, buckle up. When you work or go to the class, you'll play a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move cards to fill the 5 panes and make the best hand you can. Yes, order matters. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the goal value, you win. Depending on your cards, some challenges can't be won, but you could still get a reward for doing your best. Okay. So you get bonus for flushes, so same colors together, you get a bonus. You also get bonus for pairs. Okay, cool. Bonus for straights, with like the number increasing. The more cards in a flush, pair, or straight, the higher the bonus added to the total. Cards can also affect each other and can be rearranged to find the best total score. Okay, that's kind of fun. So we don't have any real straights going on, so we might as well do something like boom, boom to get a pair, and then we just go for the flush. Like that. That's pretty good. And what do I just click this to just click the win button to win? All right. Worked well this month, +1 biology. Your skills increase when you work or go to school, with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the highest scoring hand with your cards. Did I do that? I don't know if I did that. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarter wing. Okay. So I didn't get the best hand. That's okay. Your parents have been working from the first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know, growing food is an important job, and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away, but there seems to be something more than that. It's such a change from growing up on the stratospheric when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you could tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you. I'm sorry we haven't seen you much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? I learned some stuff in school. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. And Professor Howe will give you kudos if you get good grades. You can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at you. I think there's lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby or by helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you could tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both, I don't even know who's talking here. We both agree this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start thinking on your own and decisions about your education and your future. And if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They might have ideas on how you could spend your time. And come by geoponics, your mom adds. We could use your help. So I unlocked shoveling dirt. Oh man, this game's getting crazy. Shoveling dirt, here we go. Early quiet next month. So we're entering mid-quiet. All right. So we got a little like calendar tracker up there. I still haven't talked to... No, I talked to them already. They got a new thing, but I don't know if I want to talk right now. We're stuck in the gates. So this is the geo topic area, whatever. What's up here? I haven't talked to you yet. Or you're my friend, right? You're Mars. A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Salona, Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross in here, she complains. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all of this weather, she continues. Since you like running around, could you fetch them for me? Okay. Good, Mars claps. She's probably just down the hill, near our quarters. Mars sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Well, you know what? Let her be. I'll go run across in the snow. I don't care. So wait, who am I going to? I kind of zoned out. I'll just talk to... Wait, by our quarters? Okay, our quarters is... I actually don't know where our quarters is, but I'll just talk to other people. This is like the med babe. Is that also our quarters? Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Salona. She says, putting her hand to her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Mars's soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's nice of you to help out, Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares. Or she really cares too, yeah. All right, we got our sweets. It was just up this hill. You couldn't walk down this hill? I want half. If you want them, you gotta pay up. I ate them. No, here it is. You hand over the box of soy sweets. Mars takes it and giggles. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. She opens the box to hand you a soy sweet. Your tip, she tells you. Oh, and the administrator seeks looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot, she says. I don't want to do it because, like, you running around out there. No. Just go through there, she says, gesturing the door behind her, and tell them I referred you. Okay, I'm kind of warming up to Mars. Yeah, let's go through the door. This is the depot. They need delivery jobs. Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny, nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hall opens into the supply depot, which works both as requisition office and a general store. Beyond it are cavernous, I don't know why I struggled there, Cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. Can view the notice board, apply to deliver supplies. What's the notice board got going on? Colony food shortfall, minus 100%. Colony security rating, evaluating. Upcoming events, we'll be hosting our first annual Vertumilia Festival during the second month of Dust. Take precautions outside colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted. Survey teams are investigating. Okay, good to know. Council, don't care. Didn't ask. Apply to deliver supplies, sure. Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Simona, never struck me as a particularly responsible or organized, but children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of a courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. I am organized. Cleaning your bedroom once in a while isn't the same, Seek sneers. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job for now. And anyway, they use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopalm. Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. And now I've unlocked delivery supplies in command. So I'll come back now, right? Oh, so this could be my activity for the month, is delivering supplies. Okay, I just did it. There was no confirmation. Okay, so during your first week, it's mostly small things that you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting to yell important delivery coming through and people actually get out of the way. That does sound pretty cool. Let's get to work. So we got to do the card game now. The goal is 12. These are our cards. Let's make it work. So I think doing that. Oh, these aren't the same. Well, we don't have any like straights. What is this? +1 to challenge. I mean, this could be -5 kudos if we do that, but I don't know how else I'm gonna get to 12. Do we get like anything for pairs of numbers? I think so. Huge. Super goal. Yeah, let's just win it. All right. Was that not the best score? I'm just dumb, I guess. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what someone is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. Okay. This morning, you were pretty sure Professor Howe was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. You even told Mars to watch. He didn't, though. As Professor Howe walked away, his hash browns were safe for today. Mars called you a liar and a dummy. That was deserved, Mars. Okay, I'm warming up to Mars. I'm glad I made them my best friend. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff from that can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar, but when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if? What if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick or that you're sick and need to go to the med bay. You eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? I don't want people to worry. Like, yeah. Your parents have so much on their minds already. You have a feeling that something is happening at Geoponics that they don't want you to know. You don't understand it, but when they come home at night, they look really sad. You don't want to make that worse. If you just keep going to classes and staying out of trouble, it'll be easier for everyone, yourself included. Okay, what's going on at Geoponics? We're in wait quiet now. I'm running down here. Is there dead bodies here? Okay, we got a bunch of people to talk to. Let's talk to Mom first. You find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You see these plans pinned to the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth: spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Solana, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time, so long as it's productive. She points towards the engineering wing and the back half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Hall's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hands on your shoulder. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? What's happening in engineering? What exactly is going on? I guess I meant to ask about geoponics. Yada yada yada. I don't really care. What are you doing in geoponics? That's what I meant to ask. She looks down and nudges at a sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of Earth's plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing up at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet season. She takes a long look at you, up and down. You're growing so fast, Solana, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, well, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the other shoulder. Don't pout. It'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now now that we're in the real world, doing real work. Out here, we have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong. Okay, bye. I'm gonna go haul dirt, I guess. Thanks, Mom. Hello, my little potato, your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Ugh. What have I been up to? I've just been just playing in the fresh air. He breathes deeply and slowly around you. Fortuma's magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I missed seasons. Back on Earth, it got much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our bark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky, and it'll be real hot then. You'll see. All right. I don't think I've talked to you. Cal is riding around the geoponics garden on his hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop. That's kind of a tongue twister. Sudden shuddering stop. On the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hi, Solana. Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship's floors. There are bumps everywhere. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, no way. I didn't mean it like that, how Cal exclaims. It's actually really cool. Hovering around outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate bowl. Cool. Can I try? I don't know if this is a good idea. Sure, but please be careful. My mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed, going down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks, but it's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Thanks, Cal. Thanks, bud. All right, geoponics. What's the conspiracy going on here? What are my parents up to? So the greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from Earth that might belong in the desert or jungle or a temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you enter. The seasonal gardens outside is dotted with blue nobodies, little flowers with what look like wriggling creatures stuck inside one. A sign explains it's a decoy meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come and pollinate the flowers. Let's shovel dirt. Let's shovel dirt and get just ripped. It's your first day in the glorious world of agriculture soil conveyance. That's one way to put it nicely. Oh boy. Good morning, Solana. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my son. She walks around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, and garden waste and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start moving dirt? Yeah, why not use hydroponics? I thought that's like what you guys were good at and whatnot. On the ship, we grew most of our plants with their roots in the water, and it's true, it was much more hygienic that way, your mom replies. She brushes an insect off her arm, which lets out a squeak of objection. But hydroponic systems use too much energy. Here, we have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. All right, well, it sounds like we need to get some better energy going on, but yeah, let's get this dirt moving. That's my boy, your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Jeez, +8 stress. How's my stress doing? Oh, I'm getting real stressed. I'm physical and mental exhaustion, 74 out of 100. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good, somehow. You feel your muscles growing already. Let's get to work. All right, let's do the shoveling dirt. Looking for more difficulty, the harder card challenges options will keep you on your toes. Want to focus on the story, this will replace the future minigames with a quick coin flip. I'm fine with it is now. I'd like to keep trying to learn how to get good. So we're going to go with 000. So we're going to start with wondering, giggling, followed by another giggling, the calm temperament, and then +2. And that's like good. Yeah, huge. Big moves. Yeah, my stress is getting worse. I must confess I'm under stress. We're in early pollen now. Great. Moving along. So what can I do to de-stress again? I think it was just take a month off, right? So do I need to go back into... So this is the depot to work. Don't feel like going there. Was this my quarters? I thought this was like the med bay, but maybe... Oh, this is the living quarters. Okay. So where everybody sleeps, eats, and hangs out. The private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents, so colonists spend most of their time in the big common area. There's a lounge and a cafeteria, and a creche. A creche? Where all the little kids and babies are raised communally. Let's just relax in the lounge. The lounge is a long, well-lit hall along the outer hull of the ship's midsection. It's strewn with tables and cushions and serves as a communal living space for tiny one-room spaces every family is assigned. You flop down into the lounge's big bean bag pile with some other kids. Just taking it easy. Cal has a dazed, peaceful look on his face. The air smells so good on Vertuma, and so does the dirt even. You notice his clothes are filthy, but obviously Cal couldn't care less. Anemone? I still don't know. I'm probably completely butchering that name. I feel like that's a name I recognize, and I'm pronouncing it. Anemone bounces in. Holy crap, there's so much space to run around and play in. Com and Chief Rhett set up an outdoor sports ball court, and it's way huger than the old one on the ship. Tengen carefully selects one cushion from the pile and perches on it. The school is expanding to some of the empty engineering bays, she tells you, and we're getting a big new lab to do experiments using local resources. There's so much to learn on this planet. Anemone rolls her eyes, but Tang continues, we shouldn't forget our studies just because we've landed, she says primly. I miss space. I think that would go over. I'm going to agree with Tang now. Tang's right. Tammy nods in agreement. It's scary out there, she mumbles. I'm going to stay close to our quarters for now. You've had less deja vu. Dreams come to life feelings this week, and you're starting to think you imagined it, but suddenly you get a prickling sensation in the back of your neck, and remember that Mars is about to enter the lounge and tell everybody to look outside. You stare at the door. Mars walks through it as if on cue. OMG. Everybody look outside. They're hoisting a flag over command, she says, clapping her hands excitedly. You know what that means, right? She stands tall with her hands on her hips. Vertuma is officially humanity's first exocolony ever. That's pretty exciting. You look out at the flag, feeling dizzy, silently mouth the words, along to what she says next. You remember this moment so well. This is history, kids, she exclaims, wrapping Amoni and Tangent under each arm. And we were there. Relaxing. You took the month off. Oh, I don't even have to. Do you want to forget wandering or crawling? Do I want to forget one? I feel like I don't have a lot of red cards, so we'll forget that. We'll keep this. Even though it's a 0, I don't think we want it. We'll forget crawling. I don't know how to crawl. You wake from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink-tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, hi. I'm sorry, Solana, she says, giggling. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I wanted to open the windows. You rub your eyes blearily. Ugh, you're having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Antecedent is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Maybe this is just a me thing. I've never heard this word before. Creche? I assume it's just some, like, nook or area. I don't know. They used it earlier, and I was like, I've never heard that word. Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. Go get that free candy. Of course, I'm a kid. I need that. I'll take free candy. In the cafeteria, Antecedent is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, puffy and soft like clouds. Oh, Solana, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around the edge. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pull off a piece and give it a taste. It's so sweet at first that your mouth puckers. You've never tasted anything so sweet and so real. It's not at all like the soy sweets that the kitchen nanoprinters can make. It melts in your mouth, leaving a gritty residue on your tongue. You wait until everybody is gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look down at the cotton candy in your hand. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's kind of like her hair, you think. Pale pink, and so soft. You keep some to give to her later. All right, we got cotton candy on deck. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off on some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a hollow game together. Okay. When you're just about ready to head off to bed, your mom returns. You could tell from the defeated slant of her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask her what happened, but she waves him away and approaches you. She sits down, takes your hand, holding it between her two strong, dirt-creased ones. Solana, I am so sorry I have to tell you this, she starts. Her mouth quivers as she swallows, working on her next words. There was an accident this afternoon in the creche. Oh boy. Your classmate Tammy has died? What? What? I have cotton candy for her. That's messed up. Try to understand the words. Tammy? Dead? That's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give Tammy, pink and fluffy, just like her hair. You put your hands in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is sticky, dark red lump of hard goo. You stare at it, your mind blank. I gotta ask what happened. Well, it tells you as simply as possible that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken hollow projector. It was just an accident. I would hope so. If we got someone out here killing teens, that's a whole other issue we got on the colony. You press her for an explanation. A little girl is dead, someone you've grown up with, someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything, you just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Your mom's eyes are sad, and she tells you, sometimes there's just no reason why. Damn. You aren't used to dealing with death, and you don't know what you're supposed to say or do. You sort of mumble, okay, and then get changed and crawl into bed a full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. You eventually drift off to fitful dreams of that small, sticky red lump of cotton candy. Early pollen, or in mid pollen. Well, that was kind of sad. I wasn't expecting that. So this is engineering to learn more. This is the garrison to get like buff. We got the gardening area over there to haul dirt. What's Mars up to? I don't know if I want to talk to everybody about Tammy, but like Mars is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice as you come up beside her and barely reacts when you say hello. I'm thinking about Tammy, she says. She used to sit down the hill there, in that spot in the sun. Every morning, she'd just sit there for hours in the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down at the hill, to the spot near the entrance of the quarters. You can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. I miss her too. And now she's dead, Mars says, making a face. How's that fair? Of all the people, how come it had to be my friend? You don't have an answer. You've never heard Mars call Tammy her friend before, but of course she was. Tammy was everybody's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. There's an egg here. What's going on with that? You find a hefty red exo egg. All right, maybe I could sell that at the depot for a little chunk of change. We could deliver supplies. I wouldn't mind grinding up some. I guess I should probably get. I don't even know what I'm doing. I want to go study. I haven't studied much. I've been skipping class. Professor Hal is gonna be mad. So I could study more life sciences that would boost my biology and reasoning, which are pretty low. Humanities would help boost my creativity and persuasion, which I'm pretty good on persuasion, creativity, not so much. Let's go with more life science lessons. Let's do it. All right, here's the hand. What can I do with this? So how is this gonna work? So we go like 0. Okay, hold on. This is because I want to do like a 0, and we do 0. Well, 0, 1, 2, but then this is gonna no, because that's bad. So if we move all of these down, this will at least give me a little bit more bonus doing that, and then I do something like play that. That doesn't feel great. Got the 0, 1, 2. I can't put the 1 next to the 1 because then that'd mess that up. I don't have any other reds to go with this. I mean, I'd hit the goal doing this. I'll go for it. I don't know if that was the best hand I could have gone. Kudos. That is the best score. Okay. Neat. Got a little bit more stress, but we did get some biology points. The colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Jeez. All right, it's brutal. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you could just skip and take a month off instead, or you could get back to work. Yeah, I'll attend. That feels like the right thing to do. I'm sure it'll be a pleasant, uplifting time. Colonists gather in the recycling room. Jesus. Okay. Bringing organics down here to be recycled. Here's one of your chores, but you've only come here for a funeral twice. Both times, the colony has passed away from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. This is the first time you've been to a funeral on Vertuma, and the first time for someone you actually knew. The mouth of the organic recycler has been polished. A wreath of yellow flowers placed above the opening. Inside, you see a shrouded figure, Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here, as well as your parents and antecedent, and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people, and the feeling of grief is so thick you can taste it with your mouth. Governor Edicott stands before the assembled crowd. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today, she begins solemnly. There is only sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, she continues, one of the first humans to be born in space, and the first to die on an alien planet. Her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble Earth. She is the first of who can truly call Vertuma home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself. A painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community, we are capable of a great strength. Edicott closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators begin their work. This is kind of brutal. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned, but few people stay to console Uncle Tonin as he keeps the vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mother stays behind to receive Tammy's remains. As the head geoponics, she'll be responsible for adding them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Your dad accompanies you out of the recycling room. He clears your throat. I want you to know that you don't need to be okay, he says, clasping his warm hand on your shoulder. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's going to understand. Now I'll go back to school. Grind away. The grind never stops, is what they say. You feel better having said goodbye. You didn't really know Tammy that well, after all. It's sad that she's dead, but you have to move on. Mid-pollen. Going into late pollen. All right, we'll probably do one more month, and then I'll hop off for today. I don't really want to go by geoponics right now. That's kind of got a bad vibes going on there. So I'm gonna go just work at. I don't know if I want to talk to anybody right now. What's Cal up to, actually? Let's see what Cal's got to say. Probably nothing super happy, right? Oh God, he's crying. Cal's sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning and probably all of yesterday. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play in the crutch, Tammy was always the mommy and Cal was always the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you were always kind of giggled at how obviously they were going to be together forever, like a princess and a knight. I'm not going to ask if he's okay. That's just going to I'll just say I miss her too. Me too, he sniffs, looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. Me really, really too. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbled. Sometimes I picked some for her. He runs his hands over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink, just stares at the flowers as the tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. Yeah, that's probably the move. All right, let's run up to here and do some stuff at the depot, maybe? I don't know what's going on here. Let's go deliver supplies. We're gonna start getting stressed out here soon, but we'll go ahead and do this and then see what else I can do. So we're gonna go with the 0. That's gonna be a pair. 0, 1, 2 is gonna be like a straight, and then a 5 will be like a flush. That's gonna be a lot of points. Huge. That's gotta be the best. Doesn't get better than that, right? Do I get my kudos point? That wasn't the best? That's messed up. But we're grinding away. We're moving on from late pollen to early dust. Is there any crazy cutscenes happening? Okay, so I think that is where we will stop for today. So there you go. That was a little bit of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. So I'll quickly kind of give my initial thoughts before I hop out here. I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. It seems like a pretty unique game. I haven't played too many of these RPG style kind of types of games, so this is kind of a newer genre to me, but I quite like it. Seems like an interesting setting. I kind of like the card mechanic. It's not maybe as involved as I thought it would be. Maybe it'll get a little bit more involved, but the RPG aspect seems pretty interesting. You got like your stats on the side that lets you kind of have access to certain like choices and tasks and whatnot. I mean, it seems pretty basic at first, but I'm also not even halfway through my first year, and like you play like 10 years, so I can imagine that the game probably opens up a lot more. You get a lot more access to spaces and places to talk to. I'm also very curious to play it more and see, you know, with an RPG, the one thing I always like the most is how your choices actually have consequences. So I'm very curious how the game handles that. what decisions I can make that will actually have meaningful consequences down the road. I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing how that all plans out or pans out. But yeah, overall, I thought this was quite a fun game. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this game. Did you enjoy watching it? Do you want to see me return to it? Have you played it before? What'd you think? Let me know. But that's all I got here for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I'll see ya.